Good day to you, partner. I'm Guy, and I can already tell that I'll be your best friend in this forsaken cave.
Hey guys, Wheat Solo here, aka the Skeleton King. This is going to be my first official map, speed slow of Summons On. I think my play was okay. I don't know what exactly I'm doing right here, but hopefully it'll get better as the map goes on. It's a sub 9 minute Lost Temple, like what was it, 180 density. Mods are good. They do have attack rating, but my defense is so low, I'm not sure how much that matters. Probably a little bit. One of the nice things about a passive Zon is that you get to rely on dodge and evade. And so basically, you know, enemies have like a 95% chance to hit me, but 33% of the time I'm like, yeah, whatever. So how bad are Shrieking Terrors as the one bad mod? They mess with the Act 5 merc, but I feel like Valkyries aren't affected by it, and I'm not sure why. But you can watch the screen and kind of see. If you ever see the terror thing come up, like right there, the Barbarian got the terror symbol and ran away, and the Valkyries didn't. So I find that strange. And by the way, he definitely does the most damage of anybody on this screen. They're absolutely insane, and like, you need to figure out a reason of why you're not running Act 5 Merc. And trust me, there are reasons. Like, I don't know, you're playing a good class. But see, decoys can actually get terrored. So you just saw there that the decoy was running in place. I'm not sure why Valkyries don't seem to be affected, but if somebody is like, oh, they definitely can be, and you're missing it, let me know. As far as I can tell, I've never seen that happen to them. And so basically, Shrieking Terrors are a pretty bad mod. Not as bad as it is for some summoners, because apparently Valkyries are unaffected. But I find it very strange that decoys are effective. That should probably change in the game. There's a lot of things I'd like to see them change with decoys, but that's neither here nor there, and that'll be definitely for the future. What is this amazing music we get to be listening to right now? This is Elvin Bishop, a member of the Paul Butterfield Blues Band, one of the most successful blues groups of the mid-1960s. The 1960s saw a lot of commercial success for blues that has been unrivaled before or since. It was like a 3 or 4 year period. It even spanned over to the British. Obviously, you understand guys like Eric Clapton, bands like the Byrds, crap like that, Jeff Beck. A lot of people, you know, Jimi Hendrix, were able to have a lot of success in this period. And anyways, this guy, he left Paul Butterfield Blues Band eventually and just started making like sick fucking soul. I said fuck, basically. Sick funk and soul. I got some allergies. And I thought the cool thing about this album is that he actually worked with Sly Stone on it. And Sly Stone is basically the godfather of funk, as we know it today. Well, anyways, back to the clear. When you're mapping as a Summons On, and you have pretty good gear, so let's talk about the gear right now. No plus ones at all. But solid gear, again, those circlets, those bow quivers with +2 gloves. My cast rate is way lower than I'd like it, but as you may notice, my attack speed is a lot faster than other videos. That's something I'd really like to touch on. I'm not even sure how much it was my AR. I think that definitely did have an effect, but I think a bigger problem was the fact that I was using crossbows and not bows. Now, so what do I recommend? I would recommend going with the bow 95% of the time. When I got to Hell, I was able to find a level 30 proc crossbow, which I used to replace my level 20 proc bow that I had found earlier. It was a bad decision. Even though, yes, I'm losing, like 12 pierce, basically. and some duration, some radius. Just the fact that crossbows basically have double the attack speed, or double the attack time, that's a bad way to put it. Half the attack speed, double the attack time as bows. Especially with strafe. I don't know why, I never understood why bows were so bad. I was a bad player back in the day, and I remember I thought I was pretty cool with my, I don't know about pretty cool. It was really easy to kill cows. Anyways, my budget Bariza's on. And, you know, Bariza multi-shot's one thing. Bariza's strafe is an entirely other thing. So I'm going to provide frame data at the end so you can kind of get an idea about yourself, about what the breakpoints are and how much better bows are than crossbows. Is there ever a reason to use a crossbow for strafe? I don't see one anymore. It's brutal, guys. Trust me. So basically, someone gave me a Witchwild, and that's why I went back to bows. Is a Witchwild actually BIS? No, not even close. I'm going to post it up at the end as well and talk about it a little individually. But basically, a rare or a crafted bow that does land that proc chance for amplified damage would be better. Now, you'd have a slightly lower proc chance, but you'd have a slightly higher amp. It's basically a wash. In fact, probably having the slightly higher proc chance is better. But the thing about a crafted is that you're going to be able to get mods that are likely more useful. Yes, the Witchwild, again, as I'll show it, can roll with sockets. But as we know how this game works, all you got to do is get sick cores and sick P boxes, and you can just make the most ridiculous things. So, budget, what's your best option? Probably just buy a Witchwild, guys. Don't even bother. I mean, yes, when you're playing through the game in, Nightmare. By the way, the servers were ass tonight, just literal ass. When you're playing the game through, normal Nightmare and Hell, you find what you can get. But once you're in Hell, don't be, I was trying to be stubborn, and I was really trying to wait for, good rares. And, yeah, it's cooler, but the Witchwild just made my life easier. It made it so easy for me to hit the breakpoints I needed to effectively run this build. How effective, that's arguable. Now, after posting this video and me talking, quite highly about Summons On, let me finish talking about some of the other good things real quickly, because there are some other good things. Your movement speed is insane. So I have all skillers, right? But I have no cores, no, GG gear. But this is, a pretty solid week 1 map build, okay? Can we say that? Sure, let's say that. All right? My movement speed is insane. I have the dodge and evade chance. I'm a little squishy, which is a little scary. But just the fact that I have those Zon frames, that Zon vitality, and that dodge and evade means I'm pretty secure. Also, I'm a big fan of movement speed. I've always felt that movement speed is one of the best ways to keep yourself safe in any ARPG, even one with movement as awkward as Diablo 2, which is why everybody uses teleport. Well, maybe that's more because teleport's broken, not because movement is awkward. But that's a story in itself. Any other good things? No, not really. What are the bad things? The cast. I would actually... One of the things about the IAS breakpoints is the last breakpoint literally saves you 1 frame. And 1 frame is amazing. You've heard me talk about 1 frame like it's life or death with a Necromancer. Well, considering the frame breakpoint before this one saves you 4 frames, that last 20 IAS or whatever it is necessary to hit that last breakpoint is a lot less important. Speaking of a 0 base weapon speed bow with no fanaticism source. And by the way, fanaticism, it's almost redundant that you're going to hit the last breakpoint or the second to last breakpoint. So then you can spend all of your effort to try and get your pathetic cast animation up. And with more cast, it's maybe I could boost the speed up a little bit. In the end, the way I'm playing this build, which is still kind of the classic style, where I'm not going full on Valk, right? This is more I did do one change. I did go max into Pierce. I wasted one of my respecs, and I prioritized Pierce, and then I prioritized just a bit of Penetrate. By the way, you guys, you do not need to worry anymore about the 818 breakpoints. Rinrin said they fixed this. It's always nice to double check, but if Rinrin says it's fixed, he's right more often than I am. And the Skeleton King's almost always right, guys. So that means Rinrin would be right all the time. But I take his word for it. Is it possible he's wrong? Yeah, he's been wrong before. It happens to the best of us, except for me. But anyways, so I prioritized Pierce, and that made Valks noticeably better. I never re-roll them. I think it's not a waste of time. It's really fun and cool. By the way, I've never done this before, so I didn't know what to do. I'm like, how do you activate this stupid altar? And then there were some guys over here, so I killed them. And it was a bad layout of the map, so I had to get behind it. And I'm like about to leave the game. I'm like, I don't know what this thing is. I completely forgot about this map thing. I don't even know how hard this boss is. It kind of scared me because I was like running out of pots and stuff, but he never even killed a decoy or anything. Yeah, I didn't even realize he spawned into multiple things. I thought he teleported. I wasn't even paying attention. Poor guy. Anyways. So basically, if you're going to make this build, which is the decoy valk version, just get Pierce Max first, because that makes your valks better, and it also makes your decoys better. So here's your Witchwild String. As you can see, it rolls 2 to 4 sockets, which makes it very easy for you to get the IES you need to hit that second to last break point. Again, the last one saves you 1 frame, the one before it saves you 4 frames. By the way, this was pinned to the Amazon breakdown. I think it's a little incorrect. It might be 52225, not 8222. Regardless, same amount of frame data. That last breakpoint, though, only saves you 1 frame. If you didn't have the last breakpoint, it would actually be 52226. So again, the second to last breakpoint is fine as well. What is this bullshit? Well, Rimrun's also been doing a lot of work trying to do some DPS checks for all of these summon druid animals. And that's going to be the next thing when I finally get to it. We're going to make Summon Doodoo great again. We're going to make Summon Zon great again. And of course, Necromancer's the main deal. And I know there's supposed to be Rathma and D-Clone. Toplook and I are going to do our podcast soon. He's just a dumb Canadian. And like his time is socialized. So he has to like ask for okays from all the government officials and stuff. It's kind of weird. I really don't recommend you guys, move to Canada ever. Well, anyways, I think that's out, guys. Skelly King out. GG.
Come and play with us, Daddy.